All right. Welcome everyone. My name is Dominic Sears, and today I am showcasing the Laravel Scripture database project I've been working on. Today we're going to go over a few updates and just kind of see where everything goes. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right. So we'll log in here. Not much has changed, same as last time before, but also I've added the doctrine section, which is pretty cool. And we'll see the tables here. There's doctrines, there's nuggets, which are pretty much like notes and stuff. There's users and their faiths and things like that. And this is, I'm kind of just building a front end to everything that's interconnected through this. So we have the list and we have an issue. This is the last thing I worked on. I don't believe I committed it to the database, but this is what we're working with for now. So let's go ahead and do some fixes and changes. And there's also another thing I do want to look at. If I were to run my debugger, and if I were to go to, let's close these folders. Livewire, religion, and we'll go to list denominations, or actually list religions. How about that? And we go down to edit. You see it passes in an ID, and if we go to the resources, resources views, and look at the Livewire component, we can see that each button, it just echoes in an ID. But we're going to check that out. I'll go to religions list, and let's say we wanted to edit one, right? But let's say, for example, someone doesn't have access to it. We'll look at the ID of the religions. And they can just run a random ID, or I don't have any try catch for using the wrong ID, but that'll be solved in the future. But let's say, for example, Hebrew Israelites, its ID is 12, and they were to go to inspect element, and they were to go to, the one that works is edit, but it could be the same for delete. They just put 12 instead, and then hit edit. Oh, they're not editing Mormonism, they're editing this now. So it's kind of like a little, I wouldn't call it a hack, but a little kind of throw your ID in there, what you want, kind of thing like that. So just fixing that as well. I think the only way to really resolve this is to make a component that is just this row, so like a religion row, and then obviously the same thing for denomination role. And this will show, it would essentially have the ID in the component already, so when someone edits. Now, I don't know if they can just change the ID by going into the console and doing like Livewire whatever. I've seen something like that before, can't remember exactly, but so we'll fix the immediate problem. So those are some things we're going to work on. Also, when you go to religions, I want there to be another, instead of being religions 1, denominations, it'll just be religions 1, and then denominations would show as its own little card, or whatever you want to call this thing right here. And so there will be a header, so denominations for Christianity, and then there would be another little white card, and it would say doctrines of Christianity. And then this same kind of thing would happen if you click in. We'll make this a link, click in, and it'll show similar things. So that way doctrine gets in there. So I realize some of these things are duplicated. Like you go to, obviously it doesn't work, but If you go to here, it would show a list of religions and denominations and show their doctrine and what the title and explanation of it is, and it will show that information. So just little things here and there to work on. So anyways, let's start with this thing first, the rows. So as I add a new component, so religion row. How about that? Okay, I do have to fix the debug port, but I at least have debugging on here. Okay. Oh, I forgot to add the file path. Silly. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, so implement religion row. And perfect list religions. It would pretty much take everything that's inside here and put it inside here. Okay, so looks like this would need a collection of religions, or a religion passed into it at least. So religion passed into it, and that is it. Just religion passed into it. So it's a little bit cleaner there. Okay, so we take that in the mount. And I guess we don't need a mount function. Oh, and we also need some kind of edit function. Edit and create, delete. So set edits. So we know we're referencing this version. And I believe I made an editor. Update religion, so actually no, I don't even need that. That is handled by the model itself. This is just displaying it. So we do this. Okay, let's take send religion ID, or I could just set if it's an array of data, it'll make things a little bit easier. Send via JavaScript. Yeah, I guess it kind of does the same thing anyways. religion ID. I don't know the performance implications of this, but it's better at least. Okay, so that's it, I guess, listener. No, I don't need that. The parent already listens to it. So and let's see if this still works. Go ahead and virgin row. What? Unable to allocate class review, religion row. Don't understand. Oh, religions. Okay, now I don't understand. Religions dot. Did I spell something wrong? Let's try this. Whoops. Let's try this, and then we'll do get the correct name here. Okay. Okay, exact same thing. spelled religions wrong. Nope. Interesting. Let's try this again. Partisan. Religion. It could have been the issue, just the camel casing. All right. Maybe I'll fix it some other time. Oop. This religion. There we go. All right. Nope. It's the same thing. Let's try this. Okay. Same thing. Nested children, descendants. Google's my best friend. Livewire. Just try using this. Is it because of a key? Oh, okay, that's probably it. Nope, I did not solve my problems. on Spotify. Oh, Livewire. I cannot spell today, can I? I guess that's just how it's gonna be. But then, wait, no. I gotta change that. I guess it doesn't really do anything, so let's still change it anyways. Okay, let's okay, solves my issue. And hopefully it doesn't have any crazy performance issues. Okay, does it have anything to do with Livewire, religion, row, and stuff? I'm sorry, I didn't see your message at the time. But that could be the case. Let's try that out. Thank you, Samuel. Huh. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, you're totally right. I put, thank you, Samuel. I was using it like it's a component. Oh my gosh, what was I thinking? Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. You are a lifesaver. Thank you, Samuel. Oh. Find component version row. Oh, religions. There we go. Disappeared. Wonder what happened. Commented itself out. There we go. Some modern syntax for you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so that problem's fixed. Now no one can just type in an ID and delete something else you're not supposed to. Because when I start to implement roles and stuff, it'll be based on what they've uploaded or what they've submitted. So I believe there's a field called created by. Yes, created by. And so only allow them to delete what was created by them. And even that has a soft delete. So if it's like a main religion, then it'll just, it can be recovered or changed to the owner, whatever it may be. But yes, that only took about almost 30 minutes. Okay, well, I will do that off screen for the rest, but that's pretty much the process for that. And I'd have to do the same thing, but I want to go ahead and move on and fix this issue right here. So this is done by a relationship of, I don't know what it's called. I want to say polymorphic, but I'm probably using that term wrong. But in the doctrine, model, if I can find it. Here we go. Oops. Doctrine model, it has a doctrinable, that's how it gets its relationships, because it can apply to more than one type of object. And so in this case, it can be a doctrine, can be a religion or a denomination, and or technically even a user if we want to go that route. But it's what connects it together. So if we're to open up there's doctrines. I believe I put something in here. Yep. Yeah, for Hebrew Israelites, from what I've been understanding and hearing about, a common theme for Hebrew Israelites is they believe that African American, Native Americans, and other people who were affected by the Atlantic slave trade are the true line of Israel. And they reference the scripture in Deuteronomy 28, I believe, and it's verse 60 something, that talk about how God's people will be coming on boats or enslaved to Egypt on the boat or something. And so there's many things to talk about as far as that. And they mainly believe that there's different denominations or camps, they would call, that have different beliefs. So sort of like similar in Christianity, how there's different beliefs amongst that. So yeah, so what I'm trying to do here is just get the ball rolling as far as like doctrine and put in front end to it. Getting a call here for a second. Putting in front end to it so people can submit. But first, we want to at least fix this problem, and depending on how much time we have left, we will go ahead and end it there. So it seems about we have 30 more minutes. Let's continue. Okay. So the error that we're getting is it's trying to do a denomination ID, and I think it's some kind of default behavior, because it's trying to say doctrinables denomination ID, believing that that's the relationship, but the relationship would come through, if I can open the right program, the relationship would come through the doctrinable type. So this would be, if we look at an example, apps models religion. And so if this is a denomination, it would be apps models denomination, apps models user for user, etc., etc. So it can be related to multiple types. And the doctrinable ID is the ID of whatever the model type is. And then this doctrine ID is linking it to the doctrine itself. And so a whole separate table links them all together. And the default behavior is to like, okay, what is you trying to reference? It's a denomination in a relationship, or it shows it down here. It's a denomination. And so we're going to do denomination underscore ID, because that's how it guesses the relationship based on the schema, they guess. And then that would be the pivot table denomination ID. And so then it joins doctrinables on the ID equaling that. So I haven't dabbled too much into this. I tried following the docs, but I don't understand, so we'll look at it again. So we're going to look for relationships. Do this many to many. So this example they have here is a tag and oh yeah, polymorphic tags and taggables, which I also did as well, because there would be tags tagging certain things, so like doctrine, religion, blah blah blah. So some religions believe in Jesus, some religions believe in like Muhammad and different, you know, Joseph Smith, Brigham Young, you know, depending on, you know, what religion and stuff you go to. So it'd be tags linking them to beliefs, and it'd be tags also linking them to nuggets, which can be used to support or refute a specific doctrine. So there's things that connect things. So there's nuggetable and a nuggetable type. So they'll show if it's refuting. And so it just structures it better. But yeah, so I structured it this way, and I believe it's I have it the right way. I hope so. So if I were to do doctrine, and let's see, what am I referencing here? Let me get out of here. And the other routes are actually doctrines on this, so we'll go to controller. Okay, doctrine controller, and it looks like we're listing out doctrine, so it's the model itself. So it's a relationship that the doctrine has with the religion. So on the doctrine model, we look at the religion, and it's morphed by many. And so maybe it's the other way around. Yeah, the inverse is morphed by many. Oh, could be that, to be honest. It could be that, morphed by many. Let's delete this. And let's see if we get problems. Nope, same thing. Okay, well, at least we know it's not that. Okay. I think I can only do this through religion rather than the other way around. So I'll try a different way. So we'll go to the controller. Yep. And we'll just list the religions. So religions and doctrines, or religions and denominations. Some kind of nested. So religions equals. I need to import that. And we don't need this for now. let's just stick with the approved. Okay, I want do doesn't have doctor. Yep. Religious denominations. And that should do. Let's go ahead and don't know how I'm going to structure this, but that should probably solve the issue I'm running into. Maybe I can't do a reverse polymorphic call. Maybe I don't want to take too much time on the stream to do that. I don't know, but we have about 22 minutes. Running out of ideas, but let's go ahead and continue. Okay, let's check the denominations and model. So, oops. Okay, that is probably why. No? Huh. We shall see. Okay, so you don't need denominations when you already have denominations.doctrine. Oh, you're right. Thank you. Thank you, Samuel. Forgot about that. Okay, let's see if this breaks. Oh, I didn't even change anything. Let's go back to the view. Not that view. Okay. So let's get rid of this for now, and we'll just do some simple output. So we'll do each for else. Although they technically can't get here if they don't have any religions. So we'll just leave it as that for now. Because they're going to at least have religions. Okay, so for each religion, we're going to do just print out the name. So class equals. Make sure this npm is running. Okay, and if we have denominations, no, we don't need to be native. We'll just put an HR in between. UI isn't going to look pretty good at all right now. I can actually use for else here. Actually, why would we go through all that trouble to display a lot of religions that don't have doctrine? we'll do an if statement. I think I could be wrong if there is a relationship, it would return empty. So instead of null, we shall see. Okay, so we'll say if religion doctrine, I believe it was called, it's not empty. Whoops. I'm hoping that doesn't return null if there is no doctrine, which I don't think that's the case. Is it called? Let me see. Yep, called doctrine. Okay. And for each of their doctrine, I'll go ahead and just display what it is. There's a title and a description. Okay. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Okay. It's giving me that same thing, at least it's pulling the IDs. So let's get all the religions. Why is it, what's going on here? Okay, religions. I think it's just the way I have the relationship set up, and that's how it pulls it based on the relationship. So that's weird. Oh, that's why it has many relationship. Why does it have it has many? I think I changed the schema before to where it's like religion ID, denomination ID, but this way was probably smarter. Yeah, the relationship's clearly wrong. And it says the relationship, so it should be. It's set here, so we have morph to many. So doctrine. But you're not using the first doctrine relationship at the moment. How about try to remove it? Oh, for denominations. Oh, I removed the denomination one. That would probably mess things up. Right now I'm using a religion's doctrine because, well, it pulls the denominations, but it also loads that relationship as well. So let's just remove that because I haven't changed it on there yet. Let's just do something ugly and just throw it here. Let's say relationships. And I will just comment this out. Because I can't think of a better way to do this. Nope. I guess I'm just too lazy to retype that. Even though this is probably longer, more complicated way. Yes, there we go. Removed it from the controller. So the relationship is wrong, so that's what I'm changing now. So it should be morph by many. Morph too many. Then it's the class, so doctrine class. And then it's the class name, which is doctrinal. And on the inverse, I have to do morph by many. So if I go to doctrine, and I usually, for inverse, I usually like to type the object and then or the object that it's inversing to, and then the current object, as you can see here. So in this case, I'll change here. This is not a belongs to for the inverse. This is morph by many. So this would just be okay. What does it return? It returns a morph too many. All right. Okay, I'm getting closer. I didn't pass that through. So at least it runs. Or did I? Okay, yeah. Okay. Ah, there we go. Thank you for helping me out here. So we got that part down. So we have the, should probably label these. So the title is just something like a short blurb that would show, okay, what is this doctrine? Let me see if I can pull it up on my Figma. One second, I gotta log into my Figma. I should probably set a limit on how many characters there can be. As you hear my computer rev up because of all these pages. So it'd be something like this. So you'd see like the religion, denomination if it is, and then obviously I'm going to change this UI, because just thinking about it right now is a pretty weird way of displaying it, but it would have some kind of distinction. It's like, this is the religion, this is the denomination if it is one or if it has one, and it's a doctrine or it's just a nugget, at least for the feed, because in the feed it could be more than just things about doctrine. It could just be general blogs or stuff that I think I'm able to do with nuggets. I don't know. I think I did a post. Did I do posts? Yeah, postables. Yeah. So a post would be like some kind of blog. So that would show up here. If someone wants to like further elaborate, make a whole article, whatever, in the future when we get there. But obviously it's just a slight little blurb. So it's like Hinduism, there's a doctrine of, they believe everything is God, and they believe multiple gods and nirvana and things like that. And Pentecostal Christianity, they believe in speaking in angelic tongues, so a language between you and God that just sounds like muttering, but it's like your mouth is, just doing its own thing there. So some Christians believe that, but there's, you can refute it by scriptures or footnotes or whatever. I put scriptures on here, but not everyone uses scriptures, I guess. Some can be, for example, this is like ideally Christian based, but it can really be anything. But the idea for not using scriptures to refute something, and so for example, atheism, right? And atheism, they won't reason with the Bible for most cases, or believe what it says, if at all. And so you can reference science, you can reference archaeological evidence or physical or logic to refute a belief that may be up here. And so I do have a scripture section for nuggets, or I believe, it's doctrine, but that necessarily doesn't apply to all religions. That would be put on here, because some could be common sense, some could be, again, like I mentioned before, some other forms of evidence, because sometimes it informs an argument depending on the view they don't even believe in the Bible. So but yeah, that's what it long story short, this is what it's supposed to look like, and what it comes out to. But at the very least, because we're running out of time here, it's about to be 5 p.m. my time, we have doctrines showing up. So I'll probably do it offline, where I show well, I wouldn't show it, but I would probably do it offline to fix the reverse relationship. So if I was looking at doctrine, how would I load their religion or whatever that are connected to it? So yeah, a little slow, but working our way there. It's thinking of changing the UI a little bit, even more, like moving this profile icon all the way to this icon right here, and maybe putting the name of the website above it or whatever. I usually look at my UI UX inspiration from a site called Dribble, and they have a lot of like cool modern stuff. That's how I got this little column here, because I saw a lot of cool stuff with that, but actually implementing it may take a few iterations. But so far we got some cool stuff here, but we're making progress. Thank you guys for watching the stream. I do want to offer to anyone who will be watching either now or in the future, if you want to study the Bible, learn what it means to follow God, to be a disciple, and what God's word is, feel free to leave a comment on the video, on my social media. It's just my first name, last name put together, no space. For Twitter, Instagram, I think that's it. Twitter and Instagram. Send me a message, comment on YouTube video. I love to get you connected, either in person. We have people all around. Thank you, Samuel, for watching. 3:55 a.m. Oh boy. Good night, Samuel. But if you're interested in studying the Bible, for whoever is watching or in the future, or even you too, Samuel, before you go to sleep, feel free to message me any way I mentioned before. I can get someone connected who is either near you, in your country, speak your language, get you connected with somebody, hopefully so, and just to spread the gospel. And that's the whole purpose of this project, along with just doing some fun Laravel stuff. But I appreciate everyone, you guys watching, and that is the stream. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, whenever and wherever you're watching this, and bye-bye.